I had spent very little time sitting in that director's chair. I had a clear vision of what I wanted this story to be. To be able to just oversee, all the nooks and crannies and everything, every little detail that's going into it. It felt great.
The film is, I think, sensational, and I think he also made the experience of making the film one that was also really incredible. And there's a tremendous, spirit of love, which I think has a lot to do with the spirit of these films, but also with Mike as a director.
This is an evolution for me. Camera's a clear indication of just growth. Your taste, buds change, and your palate, evolves. You want to do more. You want to be, you want to contribute in other ways. And I think for me, directing was one of those. Hey, my man, can I help you?
You don't remember me, huh?
Damien.
You and Jonathan out here looking swole. Like, us normal brothers can't bring our wives to the film. What was it like to get in and have to stay in that kind of shape?
I mean, this is like my fourth time doing it. At this point, I kind of got it down, to a science as far as, what you got to eat, the workout routine, rest, all that good stuff. And, I needed, I wanted somebody else on screen that, was really going to bring it.
That's cute.
The training for this film gets you into the mindset. You're trying to be a champion, and so you train like a champion. I think I'm still eating, training like a champion. You run hard, you got your diet. I did the raw eggs, I did everything, whatever it takes, really.
You guys as actors portraying athletes.
Mm-hmm.
You've seen them athletes try to act, your buddy LeBron. What transition is more difficult?
I think probably for athletes trying to act, I think that's probably a little bit more difficult. Because at some point, I like to think that maybe, actors or whatever, we could at least had a little experience of just playing around with basketball. Nothing like, professional or anything like that, but just shooting around in the gym or in school, some type of organized sports. I think athletes don't have, regular organized acting, classes growing up. That's not like an accessible thing like that, I don't think. Maybe, I don't know.
We often in sports movies see the father-son relationship.
Mm-hmm.
In this one, we see the father-daughter relationship. Mm-hmm. Lots of strong women in the story. It seems like an intentional choice.
Yeah, big time. In sport of boxing, fathers and sons traditionally, finding ways to make things different and take things a different route. Muhammad Ali, was one of the models that Apollo Creed was modeled after. And then obviously with Muhammad Ali, you have Layla Ali and that, traditional relationship. And having a lot of strong men around me, who have really, really great relationships with their daughters and having those examples be there, I thought was really good visual and imagery and good messaging to kind of like say.
Talk about modeling and messaging. As Black men, we don't often talk about mental health and being vulnerable. That's something you explore in this film. Mm-hmm. Why was that important?
Because I think it's real and it's honest. I think generationally we've been taught to be strong and don't talk about our feelings. You can't cry, it's weakness, and you're less than the man or whatever it is, man. And I think today's age, I think you got to talk about it.
I think there is still somewhat of a stigma inside of our communities around therapy, especially if you look at sort of intergenerationally. I think this newer generation maybe is more keen to talk about it, but I think we still have some work to do.
It's okay to, apologize, take accountability for your actions and for your mistakes and say, I'm sorry. That doesn't make you any less of a man. In fact, I feel like it makes you stronger, and being able to face those demons and face, traumatic experiences head on and talk about them. I feel like, it allows you to, to become a better version of yourself. You take that weight off. The effects of not talking, what does that do to the people around you, to your loved ones? So I think just taking those into consideration, it was a perfect character to kind of put through those things and have that conversation.
When I interviewed you for Creed 1, mm-hmm. you just wanted people to like that film. Interviewed for Creed 2, you wanted to start to bring other people with you in the industry. You've done both now, so what's next?
I think for the franchise, continue to grow it. I think we've invested in these characters that are interesting enough that people care about them and want to see what happens next. So building out the Creed verse is definitely something that I plan on doing. And don't really know exactly, what directions we're going in, but there's a lot of great characters that people want to see more of.
Well, you're second to none on telling our stories, bring them with humanity, bring them for the culture, and making sure that we have representation, so thank you.
It means a lot, bro. Thank you, man.